I'm Mikhail Kiriukhin, leader of Warden machinery. Before we start, I'd like to thank you for having me in this format as a video recording. Life keeps on proving to be richer than we expect it to be, and thus I regrettably am not able to be present at the event in person. So the topic naturally is welcome to reality. It's a part of our story as a company supported by EIT raw materials. We specialize in digital transformation of steel making, starting from the open pit mine and down to the shipment of the final product. Steel making is notorious for being the second largest CO2 emitter in the industrial domain. And with steel being the only 100% recyclable material, steel making as a process is not that healthy or sustainable at all. And with any given capex investment amount, we cannot revamp the established processes overnight. What we can do instead is to allow our customers' plants do more, delivering quick wins with digital transformation. And here we as Warden Machinery step in. We work along the entire value-adding chain. For each step, we have multiple exhaustive products. And according to Big Three consultants, steel making value-adding chain holds potential for immediate efficiency improvement by over 20%, specifically via digital transformation. And if we take just the early mining steps, this is how complex our work actually looks like. So multiple modules, multiple solutions designed for each ore processing step, all integratable and intercommunicating between each other for different products. So for the presentation, let's consider just one step, sintering. This is a sintering machine. It's a huge beast. And this is how it works. Basically, it takes coke ore mixture and via getting ignited, it burns until a sinter cake is formed, which in its turn results after being crushed into the final product, so-called sinter or agglomerate. Mechanical properties thereof affect the economic efficiency of any direct processing. And stabilization of the sinter quality on multiple parameters, since naturally the iron ore from the mine can vary largely in its mineralogy and various properties. So this stabilization actually allows for fine-tuning of the blast furnace smelting and allows to increase furnace productivity and reduce coke consumption and thus negative environmental effect. And the only way to assess currently the quality of sinter is via laboratory testing. Those can be conducted once per shift, since all of us have our own limits and laboratories as well. And this doesn't allow to assess or monitor the process of sinter production in real time in the flow mode. Naturally, such machines are controlled by process operators who are humans and rely on their own perception largely. This is what the process operator sees in real life on site. As you can see, in terms of sinter cake, at least the process is not really informative. Now, not to get into much deeper details, we install cameras at the control points. On the right you can see the very raw video stream and turn the data via computer vision solutions into manageable informative dashboards. For instance, for sintered cake, there are so-called sinter defects. Those are controlled at the sinter cake break. If you don't sinter properly enough, it's going to lead to excess in the fine fraction, and that is really a nuisance. And after crushing, the fine fraction is also controlled. The more insufficient is your sintering, the more you're gonna expand coke on the blast furnace and create more slag per ton of cast iron. This video I love more in terms of fragmentation monitoring. It shows how our systems actually monitor in real time each and every unit of the bulk material being transported. This is crucial. And if we omit those parts that also allow us to build an exhaustive digital transformation for a sintering plant solution for confidentiality reasons, such steps allow us to reduce the fine fraction of sinter, and each % of reduction in the charge of the furnace means 0.5% reduction of coke consumption. It's roughly 2 to 3 kilos per ton of iron. It's a train of coal per day on an integrated steel plant. And by each %, the productivity of the blast furnace ramps up. This also prevents CO2 emissions and methane emissions that need to be filtered, treated, and so on. In one of our projects, we have seen for a sintering facility with a capacity of roughly 5 million tons of agglomerate per year, just 4 sintering machines installed, each 1% of the fine fraction reduction has cost roughly 2.7 million euros in savings per year. This is our direct economic effect. And we have reduced the fine fraction from previous 22% down to 5%. You can imagine where it took the customer. And for sure, the process engineers usually are also happy since the workplace transforms accordingly, and rather, I would say, exhaustive expertise gets conserved and embedded in our IT solutions. It was also me on the previous slide, but an entirely different environment. As you can imagine, this line of work is fun. It takes you to multiple very interesting places, but those places are usually, first of all, tremendously noisy, hazardous, and sometimes dirty. So despite the positive changes that we make in terms of digital transformation, we also get our hands really dirty. And this line of work is also always challenging, not really much time to relax. And working along the entire value-adding chain means that I can take you to an excursion, to a site visit of one of my favorite facilities. It's an immense city in itself, and roughly you get to see all those beautiful things happening that are depicted on the current video. The video was shot by one of our colleagues on an FPV drone, so it takes you to a sightseeing from vantage points that would be unimaginable in natural environment. There's a lot of IT industrial tourism is happening from day to day, and it takes you to multiple facilities. This is a zinc production facility. This is an open pit mine in Kazakhstan. We actually have the opportunity to not drive, regrettably for sure, but to see in the wild, so to speak, heavy equipment that is not really available otherwise. And we meet a lot of celebrities. Here is in the picture the Minister of Economy of Luxembourg, a charming guy. Our products have received multiple international recognition across the widest geography possible, and this is except for commercial work. And this wouldn't be feasible without the support from EIT raw materials. However, my most favorite trip would be this place. It's a gold mine and processing plant and in the Republic of Guinea. So not many pictures that I can freely share, but this guy welcoming everyone to the site is, I believe, illustrative of the charms that wait for you on the extraction sites and plants. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the CLC Baltic of EIT Raw Materials for all the amazing work that they are doing and the way that they support their portfolio startups. What EIT Raw Materials can offer a startup is, first of all, network. This is crucial. They have access to almost all players in the industry. Being an agency of the European Commission, they have doors open that would be unimaginable for a startup in coming into a huge corporation from the street. Visibility. EIT Raw Materials supports you in every possible way with their media sources, their media streams. So naturally, you can reach out and exploit this to the mutual benefit. Validation is based on the experts within EIT Raw Materials, and trust me, not only within the academy, but also on a day-to-day basis, you're gonna see people who've been in the market for dozens of years and have all the appropriate knowledge, skills, and wisdom. Credibility is the fourth pillar and the fourth value that EIT Raw Materials brings to startups. It's, as I said, an European Commission branch agency within your cap table. Imagine that. And lastly, funding. Lastly, there are multiple programs and multiple formats that get renewed from time to time, but on the site of EIT Raw Materials you can find the most accurate and actual data that's going to be up to date. And for startups, I would also highly recommend to keep track of the open innovation resource, which allows you to collaborate with companies on their most relevant issues right here and now. And getting back to point one, network. Network within raw materials can be built around business development managers and events, and the proper answer how to get the best result as quick as possible is going to be utilize both. Approach business developers, ask them to introduce you to specific customers, because usually not everyone knows everyone within the organization, so it takes some time to get to the right person who speaks to the right company. And this is actually a crucial and important highlight that you need to be proactive to find people or to find events where the target people can be present. Raw materials usually launch regional stakeholder days that are scattered across various CLCs, and such networking opportunities are crucial. Jump at them. Don't waste any opportunity to talk to people, to approach them when they're ready and looking forward to you. And lastly, to sum up the presentation, I've told you a little bit of what we're doing and a little bit of the way that we have trodden. And I would love to highlight all the young talent attending this event, that you get immense amount of knowledge, immense amount of information in the universities, in the laboratories. However, this is just the basics. This is the base, the fundament, on top of which you're gonna build your own career, your own expertise. And to be honest, the most efficient and not time-consuming way to avoid mistakes, to avoid time spent wastefully, is to get to corporations and ask them what they need right here and now. And what are those development roadmaps, and what are those middle term or strategic term goals. This currently is the fourth quarter of the year, so naturally a lot of budgeting and scheduling is happening in corporations. So reach out, ask to them, interact, network, get to know people. Tomorrow you're gonna have an exceptional opportunity at Metso Autotech. Ask them questions. Do not resort to the comfort of homes, laboratories, offices, or classrooms. Reach out, talk to people, have meaningful conversations, and all the goodness in the world is gonna come your way. Thank you kindly for those 15 minutes spent with me. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly via LinkedIn or the contacts listed on the slide. And do not hesitate to do so. For young talents, we run an internship program that is built around the research project pipeline that we have established. So if the presentation has been relevant to you, we are always open to collaboration. For the industry players, let us become your supplier. Thank you kindly for your time and have a lovely continuation of the day.